Happy Book Talk Tuesday. You guys, I am so excited because this week, baseball season is actually starting. I was so excited when I thought it was starting before, and then I'm bummed when it didn't, and now it's supposed to start again. I'm going to be really sad if it actually doesn't start. So I thought, in honor of baseball starting this week, yay, we will talk about some baseball books. So I love baseball. I grew up loving baseball. My dad, my whole family loves baseball. My mom might not love it, but she watches it. Anyway, maybe she does. I don't know. I have to ask her. So when you are in your library or the public library or an online library, wherever you are, there are so many books about baseball. There are books like this one we have in our library, again, that's on my phone because I haven't been to school yet, but I can go now, I think, next week. Or maybe this week. So this one is a graphic novel. There are some Sports Illustrated Kids graphic novels, and they're all different sports, but there are several that are just baseball. So if you are just baseball and you do not want to read about anything else, then there you go. This one, the What Is, What Was series, there, kind of, it's just bright in here. There we go. What was the World Series, or what is the World Series? So if you are interested in, baseball, the What Is series, there are, there are tons of those, and there might be some baseballs. I know there is about Jackie Robinson, and Babe Ruth. I think there's one about Babe Ruth. But that's it's a chapter book. It's a chapter book, but they're nonfiction, but it's written like a story. So they are really fun to read, and they're short. It's not going to take you long. So if you have to read a nonfiction book, those What Was and Who Is books, those are fantastic. And they have them about everything. They have them about like soccer, the World Cup. There's one about that. There's one about the Super Bowl. So I will talk about other sports eventually, but right now baseball is starting. Okay. Also, Jose Altuve. Happen to like him. So there are biographies. So you might want to check out a biography about one of your players that you love, or maybe you don't know much about them and you think you want to learn more about them. So there are lots of nonfiction books about how to play baseball, about baseball rules, that compare baseball players. I love it. Books about stats, like baseball stats. That's probably something I need to read because I don't know much about how they figure all that stuff out. I just know what they are. Okay, so there are tons of chapter books too. This is one that I have really liked for a long time. Soar by Joan Bauer. This one was on the Blue Bonnet list a few years ago. And it's about a boy who when he was born, he was left in an office building with a note because his mom couldn't take care of him. So the man that adopted him loves baseball. So he grows up, loving baseball. But he also has a heart transplant. And so he'll never be able to play baseball, but he loves it so much. He knows everything about baseball, maybe more than my nephew, and he knows a lot about baseball. So he moves with his dad for like 2 months. His dad has to go do a job in some town that's just known for, the home of baseball kind of thing. And when they get there, everyone has a sour taste in their mouth about, sorry, my eye doctor's calling. Everybody has a sour taste about baseball because the coach of the really good team there has been pretty corrupt and done some bad things, and people don't really want to play baseball anymore. And so he is determined to change their minds because he loves baseball so much. The Rhino in Right Field is a new book, fairly new. I don't know if y'all can see. Oh, good gracious. See that? Stacy Dekeyser, maybe? Is the author of that book. So that one I have not read yet, but I'm excited to read it just because it's baseball. And it takes place in 1948, and I love historical fiction. So it's about a boy who really wants to be the bat boy of the minor league baseball team in town. But his parents are immigrants, and they probably, I haven't read it yet, but they probably are not. They don't think that's really important. And I don't know what the deal is with a rhino in the middle of the outfield. So I need to know. Need to know why, because that's not normal. Okay. Also, there is... that one reminded me of Goodbye, Mr. Spalding. Remember we talked about that a few weeks ago? Or maybe months ago. I don't even know. I just want to go back to school. Okay, so Goodbye, Mr. Spalding is a fairly new book, and it's about a kid who is wanting to be the bat boy of the team that plays right across the street from him. He lives in apartments, and on their roofs, people come up and they buy tickets and they buy food and stuff up there to watch the game from the rooftop over, they can see over the wall. Well, the owner, it's the middle of the Depression, and the owner feels like they're not making enough money and they don't have enough fans coming. And if they put a wall up there where all those people who are sitting on their rooftops, they can't see anymore, they'll have to pay to come to the games. But the thing is, those people can't afford to go to the games, so they just won't see them at all. So it's about a boy who is standing up for what he thinks is important and sacred to their community, and he kind of fights for what he believes in, and I really like that. Not in a bad way. He doesn't do it in a bad way. He does it in a positive way. Okay, what else? Oh, Gabby Garcia. This one's fairly new also. This is her ultimate playbook. So she is a baseball fanatic, and she has a winning streak going on, and she is being transferred to a new school. So she is concerned about her winning streak, and maybe not just in baseball. I mean, this might change everything for her. So she writes things out play by play, how she plans to be successful and what she's going to do to, reach her goals, which I admire. I love it. So I'm going to have to read this one too. Okay. Also, there are books by Tim Green. You know about Tim Green. If you don't know about Tim Green, oh my gosh, you need to go watch some of his 60 Minutes interviews that he's done, because he has ALS right now, and it's pretty bad. But he's such an amazing guy, and you need to know all about him because he's wonderful, and a great author. And he has baseball books, but he also has football as well. And he also writes some baseball books with Derek Jeter, who you probably know also played baseball. Tim Green played football, but Jeter played baseball. Dan Gutman has some books about baseball cards, and so this kid can go back in time with these baseball cards that he has. So it's historical fiction, and could you imagine going back to when Babe Ruth is playing baseball and you get to experience that? That would be pretty cool. Okay, the other one is Mike Lupica. Mike Lupica is another person that writes lots of baseball books. He also has football and soccer, and I think he might have basketball ones too. He's on excuse me, ESPN. I think he's still on ESPN. I've been in the car with my husband when he listens to sports talk radio, and I have heard Mike Lupica on the radio. So he knows a lot about sports, and he writes amazing books for you guys. So go read some baseball books. Get your popcorn and your peanuts ready, because this week it is starting, and I cannot wait. You guys have a great day, and go read lots of books.